Welcome to Armand Academy. Like and subscribe for more content and drop your doubts in the comments. Share with your friends and classmates. For private tuition in these subjects across all boards and universities, contact me here or the link in the description. Let's get started. An upstream paper mill dumps effluents in a river. The total benefit and total cost to the mill are, okay, and we have information where Q is the amount of output it produces. The environmental cost due to negative externality is EC equal to X square. The government wants to impose a production tax of T per unit of output on the mill, right? And now we have to decide what that value of T is going to be. Okay, so the first thing we need to look at is what we have over here is basically the private benefit and the private cost. Okay, what we need to do is first of all determine what is the social benefit and social cost. Now, we have not been given any information about any positive externality. We only have a negative externality of x square. So the social benefit is going to be nothing but what we have here. Okay, so 120q minus q square. The social cost is going to be the total cost that we have here, which is 20q plus, okay, so what we have here is the private cost. And what we have here is the external cost. Adding them together will give us social cost. So it will be 20q plus q square. Now that we have both of these in place, the next step is for us to find out the marginal social benefit and the marginal social cost. Okay, and the way in which we calculate the marginal social benefit and marginal social cost is by differentiating benefit with respect to quantity. Okay, so what we have here is nothing but the original total benefit. Okay, so we can say that the marginal social benefit is equal to, okay, d uh, sp if you want, okay, dsp upon dq, which is equal to, now this q is as good as x, derivative of x is 1. This q square is as good as x squared, the derivative of which is 2q. So I'm going to end up with 120 minus 2q, okay, 2q as msb. msc, okay, is going to be, uh, again, differentiating social cost with respect to quantity. So dsc upon dq is equal to, again, this q is 1 and this q square becomes 2q. All right, so I have with me the marginal social benefit and the marginal social cost, and we need to decide what is the socially desirable quantity. And the socially desirable quantity will be that quantity where marginal social benefit equals marginal social cost. Okay, which means that 120 minus 2q must equal 20 plus 2q. Okay, now 2q over here, subtraction, it goes that side, it becomes addition. 20 over here is addition, goes that side, it becomes subtraction. And we can then say that, okay, 120 minus 20 is equal to 2q plus 2q. And I'm putting the q's on the other side. So I have 4q is equal to 100. And therefore q is equal to 25. All right, so a little bit of differentiation required. Otherwise, we get the answer. Now, we know that the environmental cost is equal to q square. Okay, and we now need to find out what is the marginal external cost. Okay, so the marginal external cost is, okay, marginal environmental cost is equal to differentiating the external cost with respect to quantity, which is going to give us 2q. All right. And then we equate. We want to find the socially optimal, okay, and I will not write Q like that, I'll write it like this. Okay, now I know the value of Q, where social benefit is equal to social cost, and that is 25, which I'm going to substitute into this equation. So it's going to be 2 into 25, which is equal to 50. Okay, so what we have over here is the amount that we need to tax in order to ensure that the amount produced is at the socially optimal level. Okay, our answer is 50, which is C. Okay, which is option C. Any doubts? Feel free to ask.